You might be wondering why I had to split this up into two chapters. Whereas I was doing two chapters at once, well, there's a special reason for that. We'll be getting into that in a few minutes. Chapter 5. The Zyurangers were riding around Tokyo on their solar machines, looking for the Jetman. Goshi, boy! Geki asked them, only for them to shake their heads no. Done! Me! They too shook their heads no. Keep looking! And with that, Geki sped off. From atop a skyscraper, Pandora suddenly appeared, and with her, the now morphed Jetman. Their suits were mostly white, but with their sleeves of their respective colors, Akiori's case, she was mostly pink with white sleeves, white gloves that came out halfway to their elbow. They had shoulder pads of yellow outline, black for Raita, and a triangle-shaped bird symbol on their chests. Guys looked like they were wearing their underwear on the outside of bottom-half suits, and the girls had skirts over their leggings. And wait a minute, you know what the Jetman looked like! Gentlemen, Pandora began. Go collect 13 children for the sacrifice, he said to them. Yes, Pandora-sama, the Jetman replied in Yamato unison. Wait, we're just gonna kidnap kids? Wouldn't adults be cooler? No, that's my motif. Why are we working for you again? And, she said before the Jetman took off, if you come across the Zyurangers, any of them, destroy them on sight. Yes, Pandora-sama, Ryu replied before bowing, or the Jetman took off the skies in search of children. I suppose it is part of the Zyurangers to focus more on the kids than the Rangers themselves and remove any importance to the plot from the Zyurangers and only pick on the kids. So I guess I'm going to have to let this slide in spite of the fact that I really hate the kid segments of Zyuranger. That was another thing that ruined Zyuranger for me. A young girl in her backyard was looking through her binoculars to find as many birds as she could. She had a book for recording all the bird sightings she encountered. As she was looking, she saw a bird flying far away, turn towards her. As the bird got closer, she noticed the bird was red. I wonder what kind of bird that is, the young bird watcher asked herself. A red-crowned crane? A copper pheasant? As the bird got even closer, she could see it was humanoid. What the? Scream was all the little girl could do before a pair of hands grabbed her. Riko-san? The girl's mother called out as she had a tray of snacks for her daughter. Riko-san? The mother asked again as she stepped into the background, searching left and right for her daughter. Riko-san? The mother then stepped on something, looked down and saw her daughter's book, binoculars, and pencil laying on the floor. She dropped the tray of snacks. Mother and son were at the carnival, waiting in line to ride a ride. The little boy kept bouncing up and down, trying to control his bladder. Casa, I need to head to the bathroom, the little boy told his mother. Okay, the restrooms are right over there. She pointed at her child and went to use the bathroom. When he opened the door, he saw Black Condor standing in the entrance with arms folded. The little boy screamed as Black Condor grabbed him and took off. The boy's mother was still waiting in line, checking her watch. She was about to ride up to the next ride. Wonder what's taking him so long. In the park, two little boys were running away from something that was chasing them. One of the boys tripped and fell down, and the other ran back to help him. Taiga, are you okay? I'm fine, replied Sunagiri. Then the shadow of the thing that was chasing them flew overhead. Come on, we gotta get out of here! And so the two little boys ran into the woods, just running and running and running. When they were too tired to run, they stopped to catch their breaths. As they were catching their breaths, they bumped into something and then froze. They looked at each other and they turned to see what they hit. Saw was Yellow Owl standing over there with arms on his hips. The little boy screamed as Yellow Owl grabbed him. At the park, three girls were dancing to a song and playing on a boombox. It was a catchy and upbeat pop song, and the girls were cruising and grooving to the beat until they noticed that two more people were dancing along to White Swan and Blue Swallow. Huh? One of the girls danced and noticed it until he stopped. Blue Swallow pulled out her bird blaster and fired at the boombox, destroying it. The girls shrieked while White Swan and Blue Swallow grabbed the girls. And then the Jetman grabbed Akko and proceeded to bring her over to Pandora. Like, what's going on? Oh, well, you see, Akko is a teenager, so she technically qualifies as a kid. No. Under 13. Oh, okay. Raita looks. Are you sure that doesn't give you a bad impression? I mean, people might say, look, I hate children. It's part of my backstory. Look, I know it seems that this show focuses way too much on the kids, but trust me, the American version's gonna make this show better. Oh, okay. Back at their headquarters, the Zyurangers were meeting up again and trying to come up with some plan of action. We searched here, here, and here, Gussie said as he was putting marks on a map. If we searched here, we could... Everybody, look at this, Boy exclaimed, looking and pointing at the weird floating massive screen thingamabob. Just as in, there have been reports flying all over Tokyo on the case children that are disappearing all over the city. A news reporter said, I was just going to get my daughter some snacks, and when I went outside, she was gone, Eriko's mother cried as she was being interviewed. Pandora! Geki said to himself as he balled his fist. In other news, it has been days since the kidnapping of a mental patient from the Nishizori Mental Institution. And police are still searching. If you have seen this man, please call at... The news reporter was saying the number. They showed a picture of the patient that looked like... Tranza! May exclaimed, and then looked over at the other Zyurangers. You don't think Pandora? Diane started to say, kidnapped this man and convinced that he was Tranza? Gussie said as his fist saw what Dan started. It could be. You guys are idiots. All of you. Dan is the worst one. He's such a moron. Mina! Ikuso! Kiki called out as he ran out of headquarters to find the Jetman. Barza had come out of his study and watched the Zyurangers took off, worried look on his face. And don't get me started on you wimp! Josie was walking down the plaza when he noticed a man in a red and white shirt seemed to be following him. First, he didn't pay any attention, but now was starting to become noticeable. Suddenly, another man was following him, then another, then two women with creepy smiles on their faces. Now he was being followed by 5 people. He started walking faster and he started catching up. Now he was running, those 5 people were chasing him. The man in the red and white striped shirt was about to grab him until that man was pushed back by another man. Zyuranger! Ryu snarled as he and the other Jetman regrouped as the Zyurangers were protecting Choshi. Run! May screamed as Choshi started fleeing for his life. This man tried to catch him, only to be pushed back by the Zyurangers. Remember what Pandora-sama told us, Raita told the others while glaring at the Zyurangers. Mina! Henshin! Ryu said, giving the call as their cross-chains of corresponders appeared on their wrists. The Zyurangers were shocked. Huh! They replied, Cross! Changer! With that command, they were covered in their respective colors and went fanned. The Jetmen were fully morphed in striking poses. Bringo Soda! Ryu called out as Jetman charged at the Zyurangers. The Zyurangers tried their best to block the Jetman attacks, dodging their sword slashes. Guys, Kiki, we have to head it now! Gussie said, grunting, as he was holding himself against Guy. Kiki was unsure about this. He didn't want her a fellow Senshi until he saw the beating Dan, Boy, and May were taking. Okay. Then the Zyurangers regrouped. Mina! Henshin-da! Look! Dino! Bakra! They morphed into their Zyurangers forms and fought the Jetman. Guy! It's me! Stop! Gussie pleaded as he was fighting Guy, we were on the same side! Gussie kept trying to block all the Guy's kicks and punches. Guy tried to chop Gussie against the chest until Gussie grabbed his hand. While not taking account, Guy's free hand was grabbed at Gussie in privates and gave him a squeeze. He looked through Gussie's visor. You could see his eyes bulge out of his sockets. While Gussie was still writhing in pain, Guy took the moment to headbutt Gussie. Terra Arrow! May yelled as he pointed her bow and arrow at Akko. Before she could fire it, Akko jumped forward then backwards, and forwards and backwards again, causing May to get dizzy. Bullet Blaster! Akko called out as he fired shots at May, knocking her down. Swan Wing! He called out Kiori as he flapped her wings at May, creating a pink tornado that knocked May down. Take this! Yelled out Raita as he tossed the boulders at Dan and Boy. Hey, watch it! Boy called out as he was pointing at Raita. We're trying to help you! Yelled out Dan, who was dodging the boulders. Have some more! Exclaimed Raita and tossed a really big boulder. While Boy and Dan were distracted, Raita summoned his wing gauntlet and proceeded to punch Boy repeatedly with it. Dan summoned his Tricera lines in order to protect Boy by trying to cut Raita. Went from right to the block and pointed his gauntlet at Dan. Wing beam! Right to called as he fired his yellow laser at Dan. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Boys, part of a Sentai team up, the worst thing you could do is make the home team look bad. Ryu, you have to snap out of this. You're under Pandora's control. Ryu! Geki pleaded as he tried to get through to Ryu. Ryu broke off and leaped backwards, slicing at Geki. Wanga punch! Ryu called out as he punched Geki in the chest, causing sparks to fly off. The two Rangers regrouped, bruised from the fights with the Jetman. Geki, we have to think of a plan, Gosi said as he paused hurrying in the cross area. Mina, bada baba! Ryu told his teammates as they connected their bigger swords to their bird blasters. Set up! Shuto! They shouted out in unison as they fired a powerful beam at the Zyurangers, causing them to scream in pain. Back at the Sakura Mansion, Barza was watching the whole battle between the Zyurangers and Jetman. There has to be some way to free the Jetman. Barza asked himself, I don't think they can hold up much longer. Then Barza heard his footsteps coming behind him. He clicked to find the source and saw a person heading towards him. You! The Zyurangers battled against the Jetman and take him to a rock quarry. Because, of course, why not? Tradition. Where does Tully find all these rock quarries? The Zyurangers were being kicked around like ragdolls and ended up back into the corner and forced to demorph. The Jetman summoned their beak smashers, connected to the bird blasters to create the smash bomber. They slowly pointed at the Zyurangers. Ready? Ryu called out. Settle! Wait! Called out a voice. The Zyurangers and Jetman looked up to see Barza heading towards them. Barza! The Zyurangers exclaimed. Mina, I found a way to defeat the Jetman, he said. Another person walked up to Barza. This person was a woman wearing some kind of uniform and a pair of shades. Commander Aya Odagiri. The hottest and most sexiest mentor figure of any Sentai team. And the love of my, and one of the many loves of my life. God, I love this woman. Barza, who's this? Commander Aya Origiri, she told him as he took off her shades, looking like a badass. The Jetmen aren't using their real cross chasers. The copies made from Pandora's Store Kikake. Barza told us that Aya pulled out the real cross changers. Destroying the face is the only way to free the Jetman from Pandora's control. After that, Aya pulled out a laser pistol. Barza, let's go. Aya instructed us just about what to do. When they found themselves getting covered in weird glowing light, like faded turned to chains. As Aya and Barza struggled to break free, Pandora appeared on her flying bicycle, cackling. Pandora! Barza shouted at her. Pandora told Barza as he wagged her finger at them. Gentlemen, blast them and shoot them until they look like Swiss cheese! And with that order, the Jetman pointed their beak smashers to the Zyuranger and were right about to fire them when they heard the sound of the flute playing. Everyone alert until they saw Burai walking towards them playing the Zuzulken. Not him! Nissan! Geki called out. Burai just smiled at Geki. Geki, I know everything that's happening. Clothos told me. He then turns his head to the Jetman. Jetman! He's a teenager! Destroy him! Pandora ordered as Jetman came charging. Burai then started playing a melody on Zeal Soken that seemed to cause the Jetman pain as they were clutching their heads. Burai then used the Soken to cut Barza's and Aya's chain, freed them. Now! Burai called out as Aya pulled her laser pistol and shot the Jetman's wrists, causing the freight cross chasers and corresponders to fall off and turn to dust. Zyuranger ran up to help the Jetman. Ryu, are you alright? Geki asked, gently patting Ryu to get him to move. Geki? Ryu answered, looking up at Geki's smiling face. Guy. Gosi said, looking down at Guy. Guy looked up at him. I didn't hurt you too much, did I? Guy asked, no. Gussie replied, still feeling a twinge of pain in his crotch. Fedor grunted in anger, seeing the Jetman free from his spell. Should you really be out, Burai? You only have so much time left, Fedor asked him, chuckling. Hey, what's going on? Ranger whispered Dan. Doesn't matter what happens to me. I won't let you destroy the Zyurangers or the Jetman. Well, in that case, with a snap of her fingers, Tronza, Gryphosaur, Lamy, Tilpot, Bookpot, and an army of golems and gate-road soldiers suddenly appeared. Mina! Yelled Aya as she and Barzo ran to Zyurangers and Jetman. Jokan, Jetman said, surprised to see the former commander here. As he handed a real cross-stages to corresponders. They smiled and looked at each other, nodding their heads, and then went out to join the Zyurangers. Pandora, kidnapping a mental patient, turning fellow warriors against us, kidnapping children, unforgivable. Ah! The two teams sounded in agreement. Mina, let's go! Cross! Changer! The Jetman called out and morphed into their suits. Dino! Brooklyn! Again, he's doing the morph sequence. This is ridiculous. The Zyurangers called out, morphing it as well. Now the two teams stand together. You can either bring out Kizuna Startup or play the MMPR theme. I don't care. Heck, play the original Jetman opening. Just play something rockin' for now. Me, I'm playing the Jetman theme. Red Hawk! Ryuk shouted out the roll call. Black Condor! Yellow! Owl! White Swan! Blue Swallow! Chosen Sentai! Ryuk started. Jetman! He finished in unison and struck a pose while a bird symbol appeared before them. Dragon Ranger! Geki! Geki said, starting their roll call. Dragon Ranger! Burai! Mama Ranger! Goshi! Distiller Ranger! Dan! Tiger Ranger! Boy! Terror Ranger! Me! Kino Sentai! Geki started. Terror Ranger! They shouted in unison. 6 coins appeared behind them. We are! Geki and Ryu said together. Super Sentai! The two teams yelled in unison as explosions went off behind them. Attack! Pandora screamed, and the battle began. See, I just had to give the moment it deserved. A group morph deserves its own individual part.